Welcome to Profarma Knowledge.
Hello, the topic is about anthelmintics. This is the introduction which you need to know before going in detail about the anthelmintic drug pharmacology. So this is the definition of anthelmintic, and this is the classification of different types of helminths, and this is the classification of the drugs used as anthelmintics. So anthelmintics are the drugs that are actually used to expel the parasitic worms. Actually, anthelmintics are coming under antiparasitic drugs. What are antiparasitic drugs? Usually, the parasites that are infecting the humans are nothing but helminths are one type, and the other type are protozoa. In protozoa, for example, we have amoeba which is causing amoebiosis. Other flagellates like Giardia, Giardia lamblia. So they are all different types of parasites. So in that parasites, we have drugs that are useful to treat the parasites are called as antiparasitic drugs. So especially anthelmintics is a type of antiparasitic drugs that are treating the helminth infections, and these drugs are expelling the parasitic worms in two different manners. One is by stunning the worm or by killing the worm. If it is by stunning the worm, they paralyze the worm and they make it its movements reduced, and it cannot move and bind to the intestine, and then it will be expelled off in the fecal matter. That is called as vermifuge action. And then the other one is vermicidal action. The drug directly kills the worm and expels the worm from the body. So two types of anthelmintics by their action. So what are different kinds of helminths? Two types of helminths are platyhelminths and nematodes. Platyhelminths also called as flatworms, and nematodes also called as roundworms. Here usually we have different names for these roundworms, and most of them are used as synonyms, so no need of getting confusion. You either remember by the common names or either remember by the scientific names. That is not a problem. You choose one method to remember. So let us go through in details. Platyhelminths are further divided into cystodes and trematodes. Cystodes are also called as tapeworms, whereas trematodes also called as flukes. Cystodes or the tapeworms mostly infecting the intestines, human intestines. Examples are Taenia solium and Taenia saginata, etc. Taenia cruris are different types of the tapeworms. Here mostly Taenia is infecting the intestines. That common name will be the tapeworm, and Echinococcus is also one of the other tapeworms that are infecting the intestines. Apart from this, you have the trematodes or the flukes that are infecting the liver are mostly Schistosoma and Fasciola. Next thing is these are roundworms or the nematodes. They are again two types based upon whether they are maturing inside the humans or not maturing inside the humans. If they are maturing inside the humans, they are sometimes infecting the intestines, and some are infecting the tissues. The one that are infecting the intestine are Ascaris lumbricoides. The common name is roundworm. The other one is Trichuris. It is also called as the whipworm, and you have the Trichuris also called as Trichuris trichuria, which is causing trichuriasis. And then you have the Ankylostoma, which is also called as hookworm. Ankylostoma, mostly Ankylostoma duodenale, and Enterobius vermicularis, which is also called as pinworm. Strongyloides, that's also termed as threadworm. Next thing is the worms or the roundworms that are actually infecting the tissues are Ochreria bancrofti, which is causing filariasis or the elephantiasis, which is termed as commonly, and then Loya, and then Onchocerca, which is causing onchocercosis. These are the roundworms that are infecting the intestine and the tissues. And there are some worms that are failing to mature inside the human. They are usually affecting the cutaneous regions. They are nothing but the Strongyloides. So Strongyloides, which if it is infecting the cutaneous region, it's unable to mature there. Next thing is the worms that are actually infecting the visceral organs are Toxocara. So these are all different types of worms. Here you also need to know that most of the nematodes, they are actually infecting many organs mostly, but they are in the GIT or the intestines. And you have the trematodes or the flukes. Trematodes are the flukes. They are apart from the liver, they are also infecting the bladder and the GIT. So these are all different worms and their common names. If you are able to remember all these things, it is easy for you to write down the classification. So next thing is classification. So drugs that are used to treat the roundworm, hookworm and pinworm. So are nothing but albendazole, mebendazole, pyrantel palmoate, piperazine and levamisole. Actually, this is the classification based upon the uses of the drugs. And you also can classify this based upon the chemical classification or the chemical structures of these drugs. But here we are doing it with the help of their uses. So let us first go through what are different drugs that are actually available here. The list of drugs are albendazole, mebendazole, which are coming under azoles. Albendazole, mebendazole, there is also one more drug which is nothing but thiabendazole, but mebendazole is superior compared to the albendazole and thiabendazole. And you have the other drug pyrantel palmoate, piperazine, levamisole, ivermectin, and you have praziquantel, niclosamide, and diethyl carbazine citrate, which is short term as DEC, diethyl carbazine citrate. So these are the list of the drugs. In these drugs that are used to treat the roundworm, hookworm and pinworm infections are albendazole, mebendazole, pyrantel palmoate, piperazine and levamisole. Mostly to treat the roundworm or the Ascaris lumbricoides, the first choice of drug is mebendazole and albendazole. And to treat the hookworm or Ankylostoma duodenale and Necator americanus, Necator americanus is also a type of a roundworm that is infecting the intestines, and that is also falling under hookworm. So to treat that, we are using the drugs mebendazole, albendazole and piperazine are the drugs of choice. Next one is pinworm. To treat the pinworm, we are using albendazole and mebendazole. Next is for the treatment of the whipworm and the Trichinella spiralis. Albendazole and mebendazole are the drugs of choice. Here whipworm is nothing but again Trichuris trichuria, which is causing trichuriasis, and Trichinella spiralis, which will cause trichinosis. So for the treatment of that, albendazole and mebendazole are used. Next thing is threadworm. To treat that, ivermectin and albendazole are used. To treat the filariasis caused by the Ochreria bancrofti, otherwise Brugia malai, is also causing that. We are using the drugs like DEC, ivermectin and albendazole. DEC is nothing but diethyl carbazine citrate. And next thing is tapeworms. And tapeworms like Tinea solium, Tinea saginata can be treated by praziquantel, niclosamide and albendazole, and followed by treatment of the hydatid disease. So hydatid disease, it is nothing but a tapeworm infection. Usually that is caused by the Echinococcus granulosus, otherwise Echinococcus multicularis. That organisms are causing this hydatid disease, and it is actually infecting multiple organs, and organs like liver, lungs and brains are getting infected. So for the treatment we are using albendazole and mebendazole. So this is about the classification.